Okay, so that's a look and a feel of winning an iconic championship for the city of Toronto. That, of course, was Joe Carter, who hit that three-run homer to win the second World Series back in 1993. It's a moment few in the city and across the country will ever forget. And the Toronto Raptors are hoping for that same kind of look and feel tonight. So let's go to Joe Carter on this. He joins us now from Kansas City, Missouri. Joe, thanks for your time.
Thank you, Marilla. It is very good to be here. And wow, what an exciting time that's happening in Toronto. And I can't believe 93. That was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago. Do you ever get tired of seeing that footage?
Let me think. No.
Because I don't. And I have to say, I relive it every time I watch it. Even through the screen and watching footage that is now so many years old, you just get that feeling of joy that the fans went wild with, and even just having you run around those bases jumping the way that you did. When you are in the moment, just before the moment, can you sort of describe that feeling for me when you hit the home run, before and after?
Well, the moment is, for me, I always relish being in that position with the game on the line. It's like I made myself believe that was the moment for me. And so with the game on the line, I always wanted to be the person up there at bat because I was not afraid if I didn't come through, if I failed. I never thought about that. And so I said I was more nervous watching the other guys hit than I was when I got to the plate. And so when you get to the plate, you're in your elements. And so that's what I played baseball for. And so when I get to the plate, I was very calm, very cool. I even made a comment to the catcher, Darren Dalton. I said, man, this is fun. This is what
that's so interesting. It's interesting because you had a certain mindset, whereas anybody else, not anybody else, but I'm sure other players would probably be anxious, be very nervous. I mean, that stress could get to you.
Well, stress could get to you, but I mean, it's how much pressure you put on yourself. And like I say, I was so used to the pressure that I've always been in those situations. And so I've always learned that the more you relax, the better you play. And so you don't put pressure on yourself, you put pressure on the opposition. And for me, it was like I put the pressure on Mitch Williams. He had to get me out because he had 8 guys behind him basically, trying to beat up on one guy. So it was his job to get me out. The odds were against me. And so that's how I take that pressure. But in the moment, I mean, as an athlete, you live for those moments because those define your career. They define who you are. And when you come through, I tell everybody when I come to Toronto, I've been milking that home run for like 26 years now.
Hey, for good reason, because people are still holding on to that championship to this day. Okay, let's talk about the Raptors because
Yes.
I know you've been following the games, and they've been a really exciting series. I mean, what a run they've had. What's your take on where their mindset needs to be today?
Well, their mindset is they have to realize it's not over. Sure, they're in Toronto. They just won 2 huge games in Oakland that no one expected them. Going down there and getting a split would have been great, but to win both of them. And now, they're on the verge of winning the championship. But like I tell the guys, it's not over. And this Golden State team, I mean, they're defending champions. They've won 2 in a row and looking for a third one. And even though the Raptors are up 3-1, do not take it for granted. You got to go out there and you play it like it's game 7 because they don't want to get back on that flight, on that airplane and head back out to Oakland for game 6. But when you've got a team that's injured like the Warriors and you've got a chance to put them away, you go out there and put them away. But don't look too far ahead because this series is not over with. It's a great chance for the Raptors and you want to do it at home, but don't get caught up in the results. Stay in the moment.
Okay, so you're a baseball player, former baseball player. This is basketball, but what do you see the team doing that they're doing right?
Well, the thing that they're doing right is they're playing together as a team. Everybody's focused. They talk about Kawhi Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard, wow, I mean, what a superstar. What a great pickup that Masai brought in. And Nick Nurse done a tremendous job. But it's the role players. It's the other guys. You have Siakam. He had the 32 points, I think, in game 1. Van Vliet, my former Wichita State Shocker, go boy. He's had a great series. Serge comes in and puts up 20 points. Gasol. I mean, it's been everybody. And when you have a championship team, and when you have a championship season, it's because the whole flux of you got 10, 11 guys who come together and they play as a team. There's no individuals. And like I say, people will look at Kawhi Leonard, but this team is more than Kawhi Leonard. He's just the guy at the top of the ladder, but those other guys are very close by, and they're bringing it up pretty good.
Yeah, it is nice to see the team play as a team instead of farming it off to one or two players every time. And I think that's
right.
You're right. That's part of the strength of this particular Raptors team. Joe Carter, sir, got to leave it there. We're out of time, but thanks so much for your time. Really appreciate you joining us on the show.
All right, thank you, and go Raptors.
We are hoping for that. Take care.